Welcome to the Barishwa Inn. We're here in Prince Edward Island, and I'm speaking with Judy. Now, Judy has been really the owner and the runner of this facility for, I think it was 25 or 26 years, she mentioned, but she can certainly set me straight in a minute. Anyways, I think one of the things that stuck out in our conversation was you and your husband have really taken this in from the ground up. But the thing that stuck in my mind was what you said was a labor of love. And so tell us a little bit about putting this beautiful inn together.
Well, we had this wonderful antique bed, that canopy bed, and we lived in a modern house, and we looked for a house to fit the bed. And we actually found it in Rustico. Beautiful house. We could tell it had great bones, but it had been kind of neglected. And my husband and I thought, we had a vision, I guess. We could see past all of the work that had to be done. And in 1982, we ventured to buy this property, a lot of people questioning why we had done it. And we set out to restore the house. It was a huge task. We had to really basically take all of the woodwork off and number it and stack it and really gut the house and start with new wiring, plumbing and heating, new walls, and put everything back together again, as well as repairing the existing moldings and so on as we went.
And I believe, how old is the house now?
The house was built in 1880 by a man called Joseph Gallant, and so this year we're looking at 130 years old.
Well, it's looking a lot better than 130 years old, and I know you're seeing the pictures as we talk. I think something that once again sticks out in my mind, when I talk to somebody like you, Judy, who's been doing this for as long as you've been doing it. Why have you been doing it? What is it that makes you want to actually, look after, an inn and all of these people and guests? What drives you to do that?
Well, one of the things that people asked us, this very large house, and we had 2 children, and of course our children are grown and have their own homes, and what were you going to do with such a large house? And then they said to us, had you ever thought about starting a bed and breakfast? And in the summer of 1984, when we had completed the inside of the house, we decided we would try. And one of the things I think that appealed to us, it's hard work, being a bed and breakfast operator. It's, you start very early in the morning and you go to late in the evening. But I think one of the things is that you've had such a great reward by restoring this house and bringing it back to its beauty of 130 years ago. And what I think is nice is to be able to share it with people. And I really enjoy the collecting, putting the pieces of decorative pieces that we've put here and making the place very homey. And actually it's a reflection of the owners. And I think it has a lot of appeal for people who visit. And they seem very comfortable in the surroundings. They'll even comment about the fine pieces of antiques that we have in our collection and how we mix it with contemporary and historical crafts and paintings and art, So sure. I think it's all of that sharing, because what is the point of having something if you never share it with anyone?
Oh, absolutely. So I'm going to talk a little bit about sort of what surrounds us here. And then I actually asked Judy to read from her guest book, so she could tell me about, why people love coming here. And there was one in particular that stood out, but before I let her read that, I want to let you know how centrally located we are, and we're pretty much surrounded by every place you'd want to go while you're on the island. And so, Cavendish Beach, Green Gables, close to town, incredible restaurants. We're talking about fine dining, 3 of the top lobster supper locations on the island. So pretty much anything you'd like to do, whether that's kayaking, swimming, playing golf, all of those things are really, in a very short drive to where we are. So very nicely located. There's some incredible history about the home, and I really invite you to, come to the site and learn more about the Barishwa Inn. But I'm going to pass it over to Judy here, and just if you could just read one of these passages, would be kind of nice for our audience.
Well, it's just a recent one. Okay. This spring we had a wonderful visitor, and one of the things that I often say to our visitors, you've been just such nice visitors. I've really enjoyed your company. and so we have so many interesting people. And they, in turn, I think, express themselves very well sometimes in the book, and I always check after they've left.
Great.
And enjoy what they have to say. And we had one guest who talked about, she says, thanks a lot for making Berchois Inn such a nice, pleasant, and happy and relaxing place to stay, and we want to do that for sure. But besides that, she says, I came in to visit a dreamland of my childhood favorite novel, Anne of Green Gables. And what happened, she says here, I found many more reasons to come back. That was the primary reason for her visit as a lifetime Anne fan. But what she felt was that truly there were so many wonderful things to see and do, and that she was definitely planning to come back.
Yeah, and I with emphasis, PEI is such a beautiful place, and all of that more or less on the doorstep here. So we'd like to thank you all for listening, and I know Judy's looking forward to seeing you here at her home, which
certainly are.
She is going to make your home. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and yes, come to Prince Edward Island, and we'd love to welcome you to the Berchois Inn.
Great, thanks Judy.
Welcome.